Okay, family, what's going on? Uh, how y'all doing today? My name is TC. This is the Awareness Channel. So, Donald Trump lost again in the courts. Now, a lot of people are saying, that uh, Donald Trump lost in the courts because, he tried to put all of the tariffs on, and he doesn't have the power to issue tariffs on every country in the world. He had a little bit of emergency power given to him by Congress, but this is not what this is. This is Donald Trump trying to, telling people he's trying to bring manufacturing back to the U.S. Now, y'all know what I think with my little self. I think because, the tariffs are actually paid by the consumers. That's us. Not by the companies and not by the countries that the tariffs are imposed on. So it's a tax on us. And he's trying to get an across the board 10% tax on everything that we buy and use. And, he's talking shit about 145% on this and 30 and 40% on that. None of that's going to fly. Not only that, it destroys, a whole industry and because the shit is illegal. So he takes the shit to court and loses. You know what I mean? And so now all of the tariffs have been put on hold, all of them. And so I think this. Now, you got the official reasons why things happen, the official reasons why uh, the tariffs have been put on hold. You got those official reasons, and they valid and they good. But here's my reasons why Trump is doing so bad in the courts. They gave Trump a big win. What was it, last summer or whenever it was, when they told him that anything that he does that's a part of his official duties, he can't be held criminally liable for. Remember that ruling? Yeah, y'all remember that. Okay, that was cool for him. That was a win. But then when they told him to bring that boy back from Venezuela, no, from El Salvador, when they told him to bring that Garcia kid back from El Salvador to facilitate the return of that boy from El Salvador, and he told them, fuck you. He told the courts, fuck you. The Supreme Court, in a 9-0 decision, told him, facilitate the return of that kid because he's here legally and he's, whatever, bring him back. Donald Trump and his whole fucking administration got behind him and told the courts, we're not bringing him back, fuck you. There's no scenario where he lives in the United States ever again, blah, blah, blah. So now, the courts have pretty much unanimously said, okay, this motherfucker gonna show us contempt, or we gonna show him contempt. I don't give a fuck what he brings to us. We striking it down. I don't care where, especially the Supreme Court. We gave this motherfucker an inch and he want to take a mile. Okay, we're gonna take 2 miles back. You know what I mean? And so the and what was it? The International Trade Court or whatever it's called, the one that he took his tariff issues to. They slapped him down in a 3-0 decision. No, you don't have the right to impose tariffs on anybody. That's Congress's job. So he gonna try to appeal that up to the Supreme Court, and 9 times out of 10 he gonna get slapped down again because he already showed that he don't respect the Supreme Court unless he thinks that they're gonna have a decision that advantages him and his agenda. You dig me? So it looks like, for the time being anyway, Liberation Day was a fucking bust. It looks like, as my Trini people would say, it ain't have no Liberation Day because he didn't have the power to impose tariffs on every country in the world, even motherfucking countries that ain't got nothing in them but penguins. He ain't got no motherfucking right to do such a thing. So all of your tariffs and all of that is all illegal and it's all put on hold, and you can't do that. The only thing that Trump seems to be winning at is his mass deportation and his mass roundup of people and putting them out the country. That's the only thing that seems to be going according to his plan. And even that's hitting some snags along the way because, like I said, they doing illegal uh, shit to get people out the country. You know, and then once the person get out the country, they're gonna have hell getting back in. You know, that's the only thing that seems to be working as far as his agenda goes. Oh yeah, and another thing, you can finally say goodbye to Elon's Musk because they're gonna be scrubbing the White House for months trying to get rid of the stench of Elon's Musk. By that I mean they've officially parted company, Elon and Donald. I saw the interview where Elon said that he's gonna be spending a lot less on political campaigns because he feels like he's done enough. But I also saw where Elon came out against Donald Trump's big beautiful bill. He said you can have big and you can have beautiful, but you can't have both. Well, that was kind of Elon and Donald, you know, splitting up on an issue, on a major issue. You know what? On that deficit spending. You know that Elon and Donald having a split, and Elon showing the world where he comes down on that issue. He's against that bill because he says it increases the deficit. If I really talked about what I feel about budget deficits and all of that shit, people would think I'm crazy. But I ain't even gonna talk about that today. I'll talk about that another time. But when you come down against Trump and you do so publicly, well, Trump gonna get rid of your monkey ass. And ain't nobody feeling sorry for Elon and his 250, $300 million that he spent on the campaign because he got the shit all back. They was paying him somewhere around $8 million a day to run that Department of Governmental Efficiency, Doge. They was paying him $8 million a day to run that. What he was running around doing was firing people and hacking away at motherfucking agencies and taking away people's livelihoods and shit like that and running around talking about he's saving the taxpayers' money. While at the same time pumping up the goddamn military industrial complex. He ain't saving nobody shit. Elon Musk. He ain't saving nobody shit. And that Doge department, that's a big goddamn red herring and a big canard because ain't nothing going on in there except people losing their jobs and people losing their livelihoods. You know? The department itself is still out there and it's still doing damage. It's just that Elon is supposed to be gone. Now, whether or not he all the way gone or not, I don't know. But I know what I saw and I know what I'm hearing, that Elon Musk is finally leaving the White House. You know? So we'll see. We'll see if he take his ass back over where he belong and just be a rich, you know, billionaire motherfucker and do billionaire shit and stay out the business of working class people. But he wasn't nothing but a big so-called genius billionaire running around throwing his weight around on everyday people. And I, for one, am glad to see him going. That's if he really is going. So yeah, there's that. So the first, what is it, 6 months of Donald Trump's presidency is, is all style and no real substance other than the deportations. And that is low hanging fruit. That's picking on defenseless people. And you know how good Donald Trump and the Republican administration are at doing that. So that's where we're at right now. The Trump tariffs, they've been put on hold. That shit ain't going through. Elon, he's out. Uh, and the mass deportations, well, they're going to continue for a little while. I still think, though, somehow, some way, they're going to figure out a way to raise taxes on working people because he really wants to give that tax cut to the billionaire class and the millionaire class, but he got to figure out a way to pay for it. And I already said that's what a lot of that tariff money was going to go towards. Because you can't give all of these people these tax breaks just by cutting programs. You can't you can't, what is it, equalize the budget. And you can't cut the deficit. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't cut the budget deficit just by cutting social programs. You can't. You need something else. And that's what the tariffs were supposed to be. And that shit ain't happening. That shit ain't working. Because like I said, the courts have slapped that shit down. And if he takes that to the Supreme Court, it's chances are it's gonna get slapped down again because he already showed the Supreme Court that he doesn't respect them. So they're gonna show him that they don't respect him either, and he ain't gonna get no wins there. And that's just what I think. Now, y'all might think differently. Y'all might think I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but that's what it looks like to me. As a working man on the outside looking in. Anyway, take that with you. Hit the subscribe button on the way out. And thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. And I will catch y'all in the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.